The Huntingburg City Council discusses its new comprehensive development plan, Southbridge High School prepares for dedication of its new building, and sports with Kurt Gooksell. Those stories and much more are up next here on 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. In your news at this hour, the Huntingburg City Council met last night to discuss several topics, including the comprehensive plan headed by GAI. This is a vision plan contracted for the city. The last comprehensive plan for the city of Huntingburg was passed in 2007. This year, the focus is on taking an economic development approach. Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spenner says he's pleased the plan includes many different aspects of the city.
I really was impressed by the fact that it's going to focus on more than just the traditional elements that you might see in a comprehensive plan. It's really going to take a slant towards what are our assets that we need to utilize to really do some strong economic development in our community. And as it was mentioned by the firm, it starts from the inside out. So we want to make sure that we have everything in place in Huntingburg that we can be in a strong position to attract new residents, new businesses, new industries.
Mayor Spenner says there is another development project that will parallel the comprehensive plan, focusing on downtown revitalization with an emphasis on infrastructure and utilities. A firm will be selected within 2 weeks for the downtown project. The comprehensive GAI plan will take roughly 120 days to complete. No timetable has been set for the downtown revitalization. The Huntingburg City Council also discussed changing fine amounts for various parking violations at last night's meeting. Current parking fines in Huntingburg have not been an effective deterrent for parking violations since they were put into place nearly 16 years ago. The council, with the help of Police Chief Art Parks, discussed appropriate increases for parking fines. Spenner agrees that the current fine system needs to be updated.
The way they are structured right now, it doesn't provide much of a deterrent to violate. If you violate the policy, it's only $1. So what we had before us was, at the request of the police chief, an increase in those fines.
Spenner says the increase is set to ensure a real penalty is involved and that most people will adhere to parking regulations. The new fees will officially be adopted at the next council meeting on April 25th to give the public time to be aware of the fine structure. They also want to give the police department time to put updated information in place once the ordinance officially takes effect. This weekend, the newly renovated Southbridge High School will be officially dedicated. A brief public dedication ceremony is set for 2 o'clock on Sunday at the high school. The dedication will be followed by a 2-hour open house at about 2:30. The public can either take a guided tour of the renovated facilities or walk the halls on their own. The renovation project on the facility, which was originally built in 1972, has been in the works for nearly 2 years. The project included constructing a temporary classroom building to the west of the school and moving several classes there in phases while the interior of the main building was worked on. Classrooms, which were formerly arranged in an open floor plan, were enclosed, and the cafeteria, media center, and administrative offices were all updated. The temporary building was then converted into an auxiliary gymnasium. The $22 million project was approved by the Southwest DuBois School Corporation in May of 2010. Work began on the project during the summer of 2011. Work was expected to be completed by the fall of last year. However, weather and other unforeseen circumstances pushed the completion date back. School officials welcome as many community members as possible to the ceremony. 2 people were injured in a car versus grain truck accident yesterday afternoon. DuBois County Sheriff's deputies say 21-year-old Keegan Hubert of St. Croix was traveling northbound on State Road 145 just after 2:10 p.m. yesterday when deputies say he crossed the center line because he was driving too fast for the weather conditions. Deputies say Hubert collided with the rear axle of a grain truck driven by 33-year-old Clint Sager of St. Anthony, who was traveling southbound on State Road 145. Hubert and a passenger in the car, Cassandra Schad, complained of head pain, but refused treatment at the scene. Hubert's vehicle was totaled in the crash. No charges were filed. State Road 145 was reduced to one lane of traffic for just over an hour, while the two vehicles were removed from the scene. DuBois County Sheriff's deputies were assisted by the Indiana State Police, Storks Service Center, and Jaws Collision Center. The Huntingburg Water Utility will begin its hydrant flushing program next week. Flushing is set to take place in 4 cycles. Starting on Monday and running through April 24th, the first flushing cycle will take place in the area south of 6th Street and west of Main Street. The second flushing cycle, which will run between April 25th and May 7th, will cover the area north of 6th Street and east of Main Street. The third flushing cycle, which will take place May 8th through the 17th, will cover the area south of 6th Street and east of Main Street. The fourth and final flushing cycle will take place May 20th through the 28th and will cover the remaining area north of 6th Street and west of Main Street. Throughout the course of the flushing program, flushing will typically take place between 7:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. Monday to Friday, although actual day-to-day locations and times will vary. Huntingburg water officials say the water will be safe to drink during this time, but they recommend using extra care when doing laundry during this time, as clothes might become discolored. Residents are asked to run water through their taps for 5 to 10 minutes before doing laundry so as to clear up any water discoloration. The DuBois County Local Emergency Planning Committee will be holding a full-scale hazmat exercise on Tuesday, April 23rd. The event will take place at approximately 6 p.m. at the Celestine Community Center in Celestine. All county agencies are encouraged to attend, either by participating in the event or by just observing. There will be a hot wash at the Celestine Community Center at the conclusion of the exercise. Anyone that participates in the hazmat exercise is encouraged to attend the hot wash. Local police, fire, EMS, and others are encouraged to attend the hazmat exercise. For more information, please contact Exercise Committee Chairman Pat Todd at 996-0441 or DuBois County LEPC Chairman Tammy Miller at 482-2202. A Jasper Scoutmaster has been named one of the top Scoutmasters in the country by the Buffalo Trace Council. Fred Feltner, who is the Scoutmaster for Boy Scout Troop 185, chartered by Holy Family Catholic Church of Jasper, will attend an awards ceremony in Dallas next month. Feltner was one of 56 Scoutmasters nationwide chosen for this recognition. Feltner has been with the Scouts at Holy Family Catholic Church for 25 years and has been the Scoutmaster for 15 of those years. In a news release, John Harding, the Scout Executive for the Buffalo Trace Council, says Feltner is a great example of Scouting leadership that has served the Jasper community so well. The National Recognition Program is fully funded by a national grant from Boy Scouts of America as a way to evaluate current Scout programs and uses success stories to improve future programs for the Scouts. One final note this evening, in honor of National Library Week next week, the Jasper, Ferdinand, DuBois, and Bird's Eye Libraries are holding a reception for all of their library volunteers. The reception is set to take place next Tuesday, April 16th, from 4 to 6 p.m. at the meeting room in the Library Annex in Jasper. For more information, contact Library Director Rita Douthit at 482-2712, extension 6111, or by the email address on your screen. Coming up after the break, cooler temperatures prevail today, but warmer days will return soon in your local forecast. Sports with Kurt Gooksell, and Inform featuring Purdue Extension educator Jan Dugan. That's all up next here on 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.